Okay, folks, it's that time again. So, beautiful sunset, and this is one of the best pictures I've ever seen. Okay, so if you look over here, the sun, isn't that something? It's gorgeous, isn't it? Look at that, and the clouds and everything. Perfect. And of course, the bird bath. I've been filling it up every once every 2 days because um, I don't want the wasps or hornets or whatever making nests around the house. So if I stop them from doing that, drinking water and getting the mud, then that's a win for me. I don't have to kill them later. And but here's some beautiful clouds, and this is what brought me out there. But I did something special today. Started using a zoom lens instead of a prime to take these pictures with. So look at it. It's a 24 megapixel camera. From 24 to 105, I saw no barrel distortion. And this is an f4 lens. Fantastic pictures. Everything was sharp. Look at that. There's my little tree. There's the clouds. You can also see the little nest and the tree back there. But it's just gorgeous. And of course, I got a close up look at this one, kind of like a melon plant. And of course, the cranes. Now, it did seem a little bit overexposed right here, but I use different camera settings. I use aperture priority. I use the program. I even use the automatic just to see what it would do with this lens. But what I did was I didn't do all 24, 105. I mixed it up. So I got the tree within the shot. And if you'll notice, gorgeous. So this is at 105. Okay. And I'm looking down at the end of the street, across the other street, and that house right there. But the trees are in full bloom. They're just gorgeous. And I'm just doing my panoramic view. But when you start seeing a cloud like that and light at the edges, it's unreal. You need to take a picture of it. And you're viewing these pictures on the LG Ultrafine 5K. Now, I'm not doing a slideshow. I'm just using my little finger to move the photos, and I'll explain why. But you see, these pictures are sharp. And I went into the backyard because I thought I got enough pictures in the front. So there's the light bulbs of my neighbor's place. And then they go further out. And then I got this part of the clouds in the backyard, but there's more trees back there. So you don't really get to see much. But here's my plants growing again. There's the blue ones. There's the yellow ones. These are different from those, okay? In fact, no, these have the berries, the red berries or purple berries or something like that. But those are blue. Those are yellow, big yellow ones. They're the violet. And you can even see the violet right here. And if I do a close up, it's in the shade, but it's cloudy, all right? So they're not wide open, but still, it's a good looking plant. And of course, I got to get this crud out of here. This is kind of like an ivy with, it grows cotton or some type of cotton, all right? That's what That's the only thing I can describe. But anyway, there's the kids' slide treehouse. They moved their trampoline to here, and then that's 105 millimeters. 24, 105. Pretty good, huh? And then my dog. Now, let's see how sharp a 24 megapixel camera can do. See? It's sharp right here, and I think I was focusing right in the middle. But she was moving too. And she was, this is the stuff that's all over my yard. I just cleaned it up and more fell today within one day. The problem I hate with this type from the live oak is it affects my eyes. And so when they water at night and I go to sleep, my eyebrows stick. And you try to open them and it's hurt because it's kind of like a seal, kind of like a glue mixed in with the stuff. So it's all over the patio again. It was nice and clean yesterday, but it's still coming. And I raked up most of that stuff yesterday. That's how much dropped today. So anyhow, then of course, my tree in front of the two sheds. And this is a nice 24 millimeter panoramic shot. The tree does lean this way. The way I was taking it, I was trying to make it straight. There might be a little barrel distortion, okay? Yeah, there is, because this seems leaning to the left, this one seems leaning to the right. So there is a little barrel distortion. I take that back. And then, of course, the tree. Woodpeckers used to come here regularly, and then they stopped coming. And my neighbor, a long time ago, cut these, and they made little holes in them. And I thought that was pretty interesting. Saw them in action because they were making too much noise. From the master bedroom, I said, "What the heck is going on?" Yeah, that's what it was. They were working. Now, over here, the fence is on a hill, so it does go down, okay? And so there's no barrel distortion. It's straight and then it starts going down. And the way you can tell is look at the swing. So this is beyond the swing and then it starts dipping. And let me move my mouse back over here. I don't want it in the picture. Of course, the plant again. And I was doing backyard different area. Now here's the nest. No bird has laid in it yet. There was more stuff in there, but the squirrel, Mr. Peekaboo, got rid of it. I haven't seen him in the last couple of days. So, and of course, I took a picture of a chimney. I could have brought him my firewood. So, anyway, there's light bulbs again. And you can see right here in the center. Look how sharp and clear that is. The leaves are starting to grow over here. And let's look at that. Kind of different, isn't it? And of course, light bulbs here. So one there, one going here. So the way it is this goes like here, then this goes here, and then it goes like that. I thought that was interesting the way he did that. It looks really nice when he lights it, but he doesn't do it much. Anyway, I was getting the cloud action over the trees. And then I did a 105 millimeter through a close-up shot. Now this lens is not fast. At f4, trying to get the focus in, and it just wasn't fast enough, especially when I had birds, traveling in the air. But anyway, you can look at the different clouds. This is still in the backyard. And they started looking interesting. So I decided to, uh, I was thinking about going to the front again, taking more pictures. But there was like one layer of clouds, this is real close. And then there was ones that were black. So they were kind of merging this way. And I thought that was interesting. I'm still in the backyard. And I never took a shot like this. I should have moved a little bit more to the left, but I was trying to see how wide the 24 millimeter would do and to see if there's any distortion. You don't see that much distortion on this lens. Then, of course, in the backyard, I did kind of like a smoke thing. Seems like smoke is rising from the roof, but there are clouds. And it's starting to interest me because it's starting to get real bright right here. And I love taking pictures of clouds. This camera did a good job on them. It kind of had problems a little bit, but then you just focus on something dark and then you bring the autofocus lock on. And at f4, you can do that pretty much. They'll stay in focus. It's a hit and miss, but I was using a utility built in the camera where it magnifies where you want to focus on. And that was real helpful. And plus, they'll use focus peaking. So that was helpful too. So this is a bird right up here. It's not a mouse cursor. It is now, but I'm highlighting the bird. I says, wow, they're flying. So let me try to get some of them. Here's another one. And this is all in the backyard. Okay, so I spent a long time back here. The red tips that I cut down that was going through the fence and leaning on the fence and stuff, I cut all those branches off, but it's still living and it's now flowering. And they have beautiful flowers. Then there's look in my shed. I don't really see any distortion because even if you look at this, it's not leaning to the left. It's still kind of leaning to the right. And that's the way it looked when I was taking the picture. And then there she is. But look at the colors. And right at sunset, you can see the different kind of like the gold glow that you start seeing. By the way, the fence does lean toward the right. Well, I was holding the camera like this, okay? Or like this. So, something like that. So, but, you hold it different and you're not doing it straight. So I didn't have that on, but I was just taking shots. That was interesting me. More clouds. I finally went inside and said, I'm going to go to the front because it's starting to look nice out there. So, of course, I had to do my setup where I am now. Finally turned on the air conditioner today or last night. Um, I have it set to 84 degrees Fahrenheit. So it keeps it cool. This house stays cool once the air conditioner is on. And then it'll come on maybe once in a half an hour for about 5 minutes, and then it goes off. So I'm pretty comfortable at 84. Um, it could be like 105 outside and miserable. That's where you go out to the movies or something and use someone else's air conditioning. So I just put up the roof this year or last year with ridge vent. So I'm going to see if my utility bill goes down. I can feel it cooler and with the ridge vent, going up in the attic because the hot air just escapes. I had like 3 little stacks and it didn't have a fan or turbine in it. Okay. And so the problem with that is the air wasn't moving. And with 3 holes compared to like the length of the roof now, it's doing much better. So I took a picture to the front where the sun is setting. There's the glass in the front. I got the lady that or the people that I bought this house from. They had the wallpaper stuff from Home Depot where you stick on, and uh, it's been up there since 2007. So it's starting to peel. I've repaired it a couple of times, but still, it's doing a pretty good job. And of course, if you notice that when I do the master bathroom, the lady put that up there, and it's been there for quite a while. But I may have to replace it, eventually. So, not looking forward to that. She did a pretty good job. So you can see the clouds moving. I says, well, I don't see anything yet. He said, yeah, I got some. So you'll see some of these pictures. I'm just moving back to trees or trying to catch a squirrel or a bird or something like that. But so now I'm starting to see birds fly. Okay. And I'm sitting down. So I have chairs in the front and I'm just watching to see if I can take a picture of something. But there's a bird right there. And the camera's at an angle. So when you have it at an angle, the houses look at an angle. Okay. But look at the shapes. And I'm going to describe to you how they change with the wind. Um, I like some of the clouds that are bright, and then these are closer, so they're hiding the sun and they're in the shade. So I like a little composition between light and dark and layers. And as you can see, there's layers. So there's layer here, layer here, layer here, and this is the closest, the trees, a fourth layer. And this was bright right here, but then I like the marshmallow look of the cloud right here. So I had to take a picture of that. And then of course, this didn't come out too much right here, not as sharp. Okay. So if you have a problem composing, bring to a dark and then bring it up, and then it should do better because it was focused breathing. So I moved it down to the trees and then I moved it up to look, take that. And it still wasn't sharp. But there's the bird bath at 24. That's on 105 millimeters. Now, my little friend is squawking at me. Do you see him? This is one with the brown feathers. Okay. I'll give you a moment. Can you see him? Let's get closer. You see him now? He's right there. So I just missed him. All right. I knew he was there, but he was camouflaged real good. Okay. But he's right here. I thought I'd get you on that one. Now, he's right there. Okay. Well, one is there, the other one is there. So I think I was going to, but they're mating right now. Okay. I don't know what type of bird this is, but it's kind of like a reddish brown with, they got a tan bottom with little spots on their wings. Okay. And of course, this is the clear shot right here. And as you can see, I don't see the other bird unless that's her right there. Yeah, that's her right there. And that's him. Or it could be the other way around. I don't know. I can't tell them apart. But anyway, I'm getting some sunset action right now, and it's looking pretty spectacular. And this is what brought me out. Look at when you can see a glow on the edge of the cloud, but then everything is dark. It's something to investigate. And also, I want to show you. So here's little two fingers, okay? And watch what happens with each picture. So it's growing, right? And it's also moving in the sky. So as it's moved to the right, these are forming. It's almost like a rabbit. And then they're starting to lean to the right. And this is at 24 millimeters of the same cloud. So you can see how far the clouds were. It just sprinkled, it didn't rain. But the pictures are sharp. And I like that. And like I said, even the trees are out of focus. So it's a hit and miss with composing to get it focused. But I did better at 24 millimeters to like 50 millimeters, no problem in taking pictures. But it's starting to turn gold, as you can see. And of course, I take about a minute in between to take shots. And I zoom in, I zoom out, look at the different clouds that interest me. I'll zoom in, zoom out. And the sky is actually turning blue. So the clouds are going away. And there's the cloud that, you don't see the fingers down there, but these are growing either the ears or the rabbit horn, and that might be a foot. So anyway, but look at the sunset. It's starting to hit the clouds. And I got some birds, but like I said, this is a little bit slow in autofocusing. Okay. And of course, they were moving. So have to go back into the settings to fix it. And of course, there's that one cloud. And you see, it's now getting a lot of ridges right here, but you don't see the little fingers. And there's the ears. So the shape is changing. And I thought I got the bird. It just hid. I thought I got him. And then, of course, there's another one. I took a picture of this one. And just to show you, when I turned the camera, it went portrait mode. So it doesn't look like portrait, but I got it where, see? Okay. So let me try to do this. Okay, so there you go. And then the same thing here. Now, I think this was harder to get, but he's right there. Okay. And then the third and last one, I don't really think I can't find him anywhere in this picture. Unless that's his tail. No, there he is right there. Okay. So you see, he kept moving, and I was trying to figure out, well, where is he? Where is he? I know he's there. I can hear him. On the female, I don't know where she is. Okay. But anyway, now at the sunset, we'll get back to what I'm interested in. And it's just starting to get dark. Mosquitoes are coming out. This cloud totally changed. He now looks like a baker with a chef's hat. So it looks like a guy flying with a chef hat on. I don't know. It's either that or that's his legs right there, and it's a dog with a chef hat on. So anyway, uh, out of focus, okay. But I was trying to get this. So when you zoom out, I was getting better pictures. At 105 or yeah, 105, I was having a little difficulty here and there, especially if it's a high contrast uh, picture that I want to take. So, like I said, you just recompose to darker and then you bring it up. This time it did pretty good. So there's more to compose at a wider field of view. And that's how come it's sharp. I was focusing on this, not this, but you can just see the puffiness and the layers I like taking pictures of. And this is at 24 millimeters right here. And you see the little glows right here, the little different bluish green look, and then the blue sky. Yeah, that's why I like taking pictures of. And then of course the glow, but you notice it's not in focus. And at a wider field of view, you got focus. Then of course the last picture, the hospital cranes. The hospital's coming along. I'm trying to figure out what they're making here. So they're adding on. They got one big complex, and I think they're making offices, whatever, for doctors and stuff, outside of the hospital, which makes sense. So anyway, that's my slideshow. So I'm going to show you something. I'm going to go to View, the sidebar. I'm going to move this all the way to there. Click on that because I think that was the best shot. I am going to remove. No, it wasn't the thumbnails. It was the sidebar. There you go. And I have to do this real quick. I got to show you what camera I used. Okay. So with the Nikon ZF, and you know what? I thought I could maybe use the Osbot instead. Okay, there we go. We'll use the Osbot. All right. And while we do that, I'll make it full screen right there. And I'm going to do this. No, not happening. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Or I might. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. But Panasonic S9. Crimson, the mint green. It has a small rig grip on it, so I can handle it. The lens isn't heavy, and it's the Lumix 24-105. It has the optical stabilization in the lens, autofocus, manual focus, locking so it doesn't move. See, it's locked. Got a nice lens hood. Oops, sorry, right here. And then all the lens hoods for Lumix. There's a little button on there so you can lock it, open it. Great camera. 24 megapixel, just like the Nikon S5 II, or like the S5 or the Z5 II, Nikon Z5 II, and like the Panasonic Lumix S5 II and S5 IIX. They all can do the same thing, even the ZF. All right, you just put the right lens on there. So instead of putting a prime and staying at one focal length, I put the 24 to 105 f4. Pictures look awesome, folks. I got the Canon 24 to 105 f2.8. That's awesome too. So you get the right lens, put it on the camera, even if it's a little bitty thing that you can only afford, which was cheap. It's still got some great pictures. Yes, it's not the best, but it has everything the S5 II has, only it doesn't have an EVF. And only one card slot, and that's in the battery. So, what can you say? So anyway, let's see, where am I supposed to look up? Well, let's go back here. Z6 III and end it. So my last video, I fixed the color balance on here. I changed it to tungsten, and I was looking a little blue. So I was looking like this, okay? Blue on blue, I look terrible. So I just put it back to here. It looks a lot better. And then of course, if you want a little bit more, you can add a little depth, whatever. But anyway, I'll leave it right there. Thank you for watching. Remember, stay safe, keep smiling, and I'll see you next time. Bye, folks. Have a wonderful day.